So let us discuss about the MEP. MEP means stands for mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. So so far we discussed about the architecture and structure. This is the building, basic skeleton, and in the within the building we are going to design and we are going to construct this MEP service. So generally in mechanical we have the HVAC and HVAC related piping. Okay. In electrical we have the power, lighting, smoke detector, all activities. And coming to the plumbing, in the plumbing we have the drainage system, water supply system, potable water, rainwater, grey water, firefighting system also will come under plumbing system. Generally, we should call as MEPF, general terminology, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, and firefighting. So firefighting we are covering in the plumbing discipline. That is the reason most of the people will call MEP. In the MEP, let us discuss about the HVAC. In the HVAC, we have the two services. One is the HVAC, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system, and related piping, hydraulics pipe. Okay, let's say I don't want to go in detail. Just I want to give the brief what are the components we have in the air conditioning system. Let's say if you see this air conditioning systems, most of the people knows what are the different kind of the air conditioning systems we use in the residential and commercials. In our air conditioning system we know window AC, split AC, and cassette AC. And if it is a large scale we will go for the central air conditioning system. So before choosing this type of the air conditioning system, we have a lot of mechanisms. We, as a mechanical engineer, you know what we do and all. So I'm not going to cover that topic. So what we are going to do in Revit only, I'm going to cover here. Right? See, if you see, if you see this slide, now here we have the window AC, split AC, cassette AC. Let's say I'm using the window AC in my residential building. What I do, I will create the 3D model of this window AC. And if I am using the split AC system, here in the we have the two components. One is the outdoor unit, another one is the indoor unit. Indoor unit we will keep within the room, outdoor unit we will place outside of the building. And we connect these two systems by the represent pipe. This is actual construction. So same way in the Revit, we create the 3D model of the indoor unit and we create the 3D model of the outdoor unit. And we connect these by the represent pipe. Just try to understand what we are doing. Just we are the bringing the components and placing in the building. Let's say for example, I want to purchase split AC. I will go to the shop and I will bring indoor unit, outdoor unit and represent pipes. Okay, I will keep outdoor unit out of the building and I will keep indoor unit within the building. I will connect. This is the construction process. Here in Revit also we are going to do same process. Let's say how we do know sizes of indoor unit and outdoor unit. So let's say now I am taking the Voltas air conditioning system for the split AC. Voltas has its own catalogs and manufacturing drawings. I can say GA drawings, general arrangement drawing. According to that catalog, I will create this family in the Revit. To create the family in the Revit, you know what are the commands we should use. We use the extrusion, revolve, sweep, blend, sweep blend. Only these five type of commands, whether it is the solid or the void. If you know how to work these five type of the commands, you can create any kind of the family. Most of the MEP, our role is to keep our components connect between the component equipment. Let's say in the same way cassette AC. Again, I will collect the catalog from the manufacturer and I will create this family according to the dimensions. Don't forget about the dimension. So without dimension, there is no engineering object, there is no engineering drawing. So according to dimension, I will create the family and place in the building. But here we should remember while creating these families, how I am going to place this component in the building. Right? Let's say, for example, I am taking the window AC. So generally, where I keep my window AC within the window of the part, we will keep outside of the building, and a small portion of the part I will keep into the inside of the building. So where I will place this, I will place within the window. Okay. In same way, I am going to take the split AC, where I will keep this indoor unit to the vertical face of the wall, and outdoor unit I can place anywhere in the building. If I am placing in the terrace, I will place on the plane of the terrace. Let's say now I am going to use a cassette AC, where I will use this cassette AC within the ceiling. So I will attach these things to the ceiling with the supports. Correct? So before we are thinking to create the families, we should think also where we are going to place it and how we are going to place it. Let's say, for example, I want to work on a table on my laptop. What I do? I will keep my laptop on my table. So let's say I want to create my laptop Revit family. In what way I need to think is, I am going to place this laptop on the table. So my platform is a table. So how I am going to place, same way I have to create the Revit family. Just to remember this. Okay. And coming to the air conditioning system. What are the other conditioning systems we have? What are the components, objects, equipments we have? Let us discuss. So we should know these things. Then only we can work perfectly on the Revit. Let's say after cassette AC, we have the central air conditioning system in the HVAC. See, I'm not going to explain all mechanism. Just I want to explain what are the equipments we will use in the central air conditioning system. In the central air conditioning system, we have the chillers and air coolers, AHU, okay, AHU, and we have the pumps, pipes, dehumidifier, lot of components we have. Let us discuss one by one. Okay. Now, if you see this diagram, here I have the cooling tower, and I have one is chiller, and one more thing, the air handling unit. Okay. Chillers, cooling tower, air handling unit. From this air handling unit, I will connect to this room. Let's say for the pictorial better to understand, these are the cooling towers. We have very large scale, and we have the chillers. We have the different kind of the chillers. If you see different kind of the chillers, these are the air cooled chillers. Just remember the terminology. I'm not going in detail. And we have the water cooled chiller, right? Air cooled chiller and water cooled chiller. Let's say my design consultant, HVAC design consultant, given to use the air cooled carrier chiller with capacity. So what I do, I will collect the catalog from the carrier and I will create the family as it is, like this. Okay, any kind of the cooling tower, chiller, sorry. Let's say my consultant has given to use the water cooled chiller. I will collect the water cooled catalogs and create the family, and I will place in the project. Okay, coming to the age. See, now we know how we can see this cooling towers, how we have the air cooled chillers, and how we can see the water cooled chiller. To identify, to know the components. And now I am going to the air handling unit. Okay, AHU. Just remember the words, right? And in the AHU, we have the different mechanism inside that is not required to show. And I'm going to show exactly what we do in the Revit. Okay. So in the air conditioning system, as we discussed, we have the chiller air handling unit. Okay. Chiller will generate the chilled water to get the cooling which we are going to supply to the room. Okay. So this chilled water we will supply through the pipe, chilled water pipe into the AHU, air handling unit. Here we have the cooling coil, heating coil, and this cooling coil, this chilled water will go through cooling coil and we will come back to the chiller again to increase the efficiency of the chiller. I don't want to waste this chilled water. So it is a loop, right? We are taking the pipe from here and we are connecting to the air conditioning system. In the AHU, air handling unit, cooling will be generated. This generated cooling we will supply through the fan or blower to the rooms. Try to understand the concept. We are generating the cooling within the AHU. Generated cooling we are supplying through fan to the rooms. If you think a little bit in different way, in the air conditioning system, we have the different kind of the systems. Like according to the purpose, we have the four kind of the systems. System, one system is supply. I am supplying the cool air to the room. And I am supplying to the air to the room, and this air, cool air, I should release to the atmosphere. So if I release to the atmosphere, my efficiency may, my efforts may waste. So I want to reutilize this cool air to increase my efficiency. So what I do, same quantity of the air, I will take back to the edge. So what is happening here? Cool air coming to this room and hot air coming to the edge. So then here we may get the quality of the air problem. So to increase the quality of the air, we release some percent of the air to the atmosphere and we will take some percentage of the air into this edge. Let's say we are calling the fresh air and exhaust. One is the supply, second one is the return, and exhaust and supply. According to the systems, we have the four kind of the ducts. If you think about the duct, what is the duct? Duct is a media which we are using to supply the air. Let's say for example, we are using the media like to supply the water or fluids and gas. We are calling as a pipe. Okay. Manufacturing method is same, but material will be different. Here we use the sheet metal. So to supply the air, we use the sheet metal. This sheet metal task we are calling as a duct. Okay. So according to the system, we have the four kind of the duct system. One is the supply, return, exhaust, and fresh air. you should remember just these 4 topics. Forget about everything. Supply system, return system, exhaust and pressure in the HVAC ducting system. Okay. Now let us say discuss about in little bit different way. Now this duct is connected to the AHU. Okay. See, here we connected and we are bringing this duct to supply to the, let's say, room. So here I started. When I started at the AHU, I'm getting the one kind of the fitting. Okay. So one side is the bigger side, another is the smaller side. We are calling this kind of the fitting as a reducer. Okay, this fitting. Again, after some distance, I am getting one elbow to route it. Okay, so this is also one of the fitting. Again, here to connect the main duct to branch duct, I am getting another kind of the fitting. And I'm coming to the room to discharge my air. I'm using another kind of the equipment. It's very simple. Where I am starting and where I am reaching. Okay, while reaching, what are the component, what are the system I'm using, we need to focus. Start point, end point. Start point is a HU, end point is a air terminal. We can say air terminal. Okay, these air terminals we are calling as a diffuser. We will go little bit detail to understand this concept. Now you're clear. So we are using the duct for the air conditioning system, right? And this is according to the system. We have the supply, return, exhaust, fresh air. If you go little bit detail, which are the things we require to distribute the air from AHU to the diffuser, what are the fittings, what are the type of the ducts we are going to use. Here, if you see this slide, we are using these fittings to distribute the air. Again, according to the shape of the duct, we have the different kind of the 4 kind of the ducts. One is a rectangle duct, round duct, oval duct, and flexible. So we may get the doubt where I need to use a rectangle duct, where I need to use a round duct, where I need to use a oval, and where I need to use a flexible duct. So we will discuss step by step. In my traveling, I mean my traveling means I'm starting at the AHU, reaching at the air terminal. To construct this type, whether it is the rectangular, round duct, oval duct, we should have these kind of the fittings. One is the elbow. Elbow means bend. T or tap means branches. Okay, branches. Next, cross. If you want to cross somewhere, I will use the cross. We will discuss one by one. And we have the Y fitting. Transition means reducer. Union means flanges to connect the 2 ducts and ending duct. These are the type of the ducts. These are the type of the fittings. And here we use the accessories to control our airflow. Okay. So what kind of the controls we use? One is the VCD, volume control damper, FD, fire damper. So VAV, variable air volume. These are all dampers, VAV, CAV. Here these dampers we are calling as the accessories. So nothing but a regulator in the our system. So, but everybody should remember these kind of the ducts. Let us say somebody may ask you, according to the shape of the duct, how many type of the ducts you have in the air conditioning system. rectangle duct, round duct, oval duct, and flexible duct. Simple way. What are the fittings you will use? Elbows, T, tap, cross, Y, transitions, and union end caps. What are the accessories? All kind of the damper, BCD, FD, and VAVC. You should able to answer. Okay. Not to answer. We should remember all those things if you want to build this air conditioning system in the Revit. If you go little bit in the practical way, if you see this screen here, my duct is coming in this way. Okay. Let's say this is my duct is coming like this, and one branch going this way, and another branch going this. Here I'm going to use the elbow. Here I'm using the tap. Here I'm using the radius. So we may understood to take the branch we use the tap or T. Okay, and to bend the duct we are using to elbows. So but why we need to use the reducer? So according to the airflow, our duct size will be vary. Let's say for example, generally everybody knows about the water pipe. If we require more water supply, we use the bigger size of the pipe. If we need the small quantity of the water, we use the small kind of the small size pipes. In same way here also, if you want to supply the more air, I will use the bigger size of the duct. If I want to supply the less air, I will use the smaller size of the duct. According to the quantity of the air, this duct size will be changed. Okay, these sizes will be dependent on different factors. That is the design part. Okay, now in Revit we are placing this ducts according to the given sizes. Right? Let's say what kind of the fittings. These are the elbows. Okay, see elbow. What kind of the elbows we will use in the real life and how it will be in the Revit. This is the T. Okay, and tap. We will discuss detail in the Revit what is the T and what is the taps. Okay, and again cross. Okay, again Y fittings. Y fitting means it distribute the air in the proper way in the different direction. Okay, different kind of the reducers or transitions. Okay, see round to round, round to round, rectangle to rectangle, rectangle to round, rectangle to round. Again, if you see this concentric and eccentric. Okay, so these kind of the fittings also we will use in the air conditioning system. And elbows, T, tap. Tap means we will connect our branch duct directly to the main duct. Okay, why? Reducer, unions, flanges. I hope everybody can able to understand by these pictures, right? And coming to the air terminals. So where we are starting our journey? We are starting our journey at the AHU, and we are reaching to the room. In the room, we need to distribute the air through the air terminals to the diffusers. We have the different kind of the diffusers. It may be 4-way, 2-way, spiral, round, different kind of the diffuser according to the architects suggested to see the aesthetic way. Okay, we have the return diffusers, like we are supplying the air into the room, and same way we are taking back this air into this AHU. To take back also we should have some kind of the terminals. These are all air terminals only. Okay, dampers to control this air flow. It's nothing but regulator. I am not going in detail. We have the very depth subject this in the dampers and things. And one thing we should remember, the fire damper. This is a very important. Wherever we get the fire rated wall, architects may understand very well what is the fire rated. Let's say for example, duct is crossing through the fire rated wall. Wherever duct crossing with the fire rated wall or slab, we should use the fire damper. If some fire accident happen, so automatically this damper will close the air conditioning system. It will avoid to supply the air to the different locations. Okay. So to avoid the circulation of the smoke within the buildings, we use the fire dampers. Simple. Okay. These are the silencers to control the noise criteria. We use the acoustic lining, nothing but a silencer to avoid the noise within the duct. In Revit, we call as a lining. Okay. See, to avoid the temperature losses, we use the insulation. Okay, we will discuss. Insulation is Revit. Okay. Then we have the piping system from chiller to how we are going to connect to the air conditioning system. Same like the duct, we use the pipes. For the pipes also, we have the all kind of the fittings, T-fittings, elbows, and all those things. We will discuss step by step. This is just to understand this concept. These are the accessories. Accessories nothing but the walls. Okay. Generally, if you see the air conditioning system, that we will main duct will come like this, and we will connect to the diffuser. Okay. Here we need to discuss little bit. So let's say this is my main duct, and here I am going to connect to the branch duct. This is my diffuser. This is light. Okay, this is my diffuser. I'm connecting the diffuser. See, here I'm using the flexible duct to connect the diffuser to the branch duct. I'm using the flexible duct. So we have the four kind of the ducts, right? One is the rectangle, round, oval, and the flexible duct. See, why we use this flexible duct is to arrest the vibrations. For example, air is passing through the duct, we will get the vibration. If you not use this flexible duct, this vibration will carry forward to the ceiling. So ceiling get vibrated. To avoid these vibrations, we use the flexible duct. In simple. Okay. To use the flexible duct, we have the limitation. Always we should use the less than 1 meter. This is a standard. Let's say you can use according to your requirement, according to consultant design, according to the situation. Should be always less than 1 meter. This is a standard, general standard. These are the economical, I can say. If you use the less than 1 meter, it is the economic. So, but we will connect the supply diffuser to the branch duct by using the flexible duct, which is mandatory to avoid the vibrations. This is a simple concept about the HVAC. And before starting the HVAC, we should think about the height of these buildings. Let's say we should think always in the section way. Now everybody can understand what is the section. If you cut the vertically, we will get the section. Say before starting the air conditioning system or electrical or piping, whatever it may be, we should think the space availability above the ceiling. Let's say this is my ceiling, false ceiling. How much space I have, what kind of the sizes of the services I have need to make this arrangement. Always we need to check this space availability. Here one of the most important advantage by Revit or BIM is space management for the services. 70% of the industry using Revit for the space management of the services. How we are going to place it, whether we have the space or not, and what kind of the clashes we are getting, clash analysis. For all those things, we using the Revit. This is a simple brief about the air conditioning system, how we are going to start.